this could be on for CYCLOPS. This could be a real opportunity. And as we know, this is a big battle for CYCLOPS because they are fighting to get out of that 10th place position with G2 slipping up against Empire earlier. The door is wide open for CYCLOPS.
Yeah, G2 are certainly going to be keeping a keen eye on this game to see how the standings develop. This is our second to last game here tonight. Now, jumping into these bans. No surprise there to see the Ying ban coming out here by FaZe straight off the rip. CYCLOPS, they're going to hit us with a very standard Thatcher and Maestro. It's going to be FaZe to close out this banning phase. They, of course, start on the defense here. It was a good point that I think Kix and Intero brought up, and that is the way that Villa tends to sway now, Demo, in the attacker-defender-sided split. It is one of those maps that comes much more onto the operator bans and the teams that are facing up against each other, as opposed to just knowns within Siege.
Yeah, Kix and Intero bang on, and I don't mean the podcast, with their assessment. Very correct, saying that Villa has developed into much more of a 50-50 map where it does favor some attacks, favor some defense. And one thing I'm a little bit annoyed at Intero today.
Oh,
it's the first time he's ever just called me Demo. It's always Harry. He's the only guy who ever calls me by my first name. I don't think anyone knows I have a first name.
I don't think that your mum knows you've got a first name. I think it's just Demo all around in the house and everything at home.
That's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What a life I live. My first name doesn't exist.
We saw something quite interesting there while we were a little bit off topic. It's certainly worth bringing up. Shields picked on either side, and then Shield 6 picked from on either side. We had a Monty threatened on the side of CYCLOPS. It's an operator that they are not afraid to use or bring. And I think it was Cyber, actually, that switched off of the Clash and instead got himself onto the Ella. Bring in your favourite gun, Demo.
Tank Killer. Lovely. One thing about that 6 pick that you add into, is it maybe a Giga Brain play by FaZe? They know that CYCLOPS are all about the Monty. Clash is a hard counter to that operator. CYCLOPS going to think, oh, there's a Clash, let's not bring the Monty. And then FaZe went, hey, we only tricked you, we're not even bringing it. That could be an option.
Could be a big brain play. It's maybe something that only works once, at least not, multiple times in a row. But it could be something that FaZe are trying to employ here to try and do something about Anatom on that Monty, because he's been a pest.
He has been a very strong player for CYCLOPS throughout their campaign, and Black Ray is a guy who I'm looking out for, Ollie. Had a stormer of a game up against Team Liquid, single-handedly saved so many rounds for CYCLOPS, and let's see if he can do it again against the other big LATAM giants. Hey, Ollie, what a story. CYCLOPS beating off the 2 big dogs from LATAM.
There's a chance that that's where we head at the end of this one. There really, truly is. Both teams at the moment just feeling each other out. There's not been any early aggression. There's chip damage been dealt on either side. Now we're seeing a bit of a push on this main stairs area. There's some Zed pings to be working with as well. The first frag going to come in there over onto Astro as he falls as the roaming Jaeger.
Strong opener for CYCLOPS, and now Bullet by himself, a little bit lonely. Souls is trying to assist and will find. I know 2 of them have came to support off Bullet now, and all of a sudden FaZe, a little bit of an iffy start there, trying to hold on to that study, but now they're back in again, set up, ready to go. That shotgun all at close range, something that CYCLOPS has to fear.
Really is. Cameraman downstairs. He's going to be inside of the library there. He's got a chance here. I don't think anybody on the side of CYCLOPS knows. He goes for the swing. Suzy C knew, but also got taken out there in due course. That SMG-11 singing there for Cameraman. Interestingly, no one on the side of CYCLOPS has kind of rotated to try and deal with that, because the C4 is almost certainly going to come in, and there it is. Black Ray, he's been taken down as well. So much damage has been done there by Cameraman on that roam. Cyber picks up a kill there over onto Anitum, and it is now all down to Gatorada.
Get your points, mate. Get the mute jammer. It's going to be a tough ass for 1 versus 4. Cameraman, who was the best player for FaZe a few moments ago whenever they squared up against BDS, and well, he's bringing that energy again to this matchup, and that spells pretty bad news for CYCLOPS as a whole, and Gatorad, I think just taking the time only now. Bit of a lost cause this round. They can take the time, talk about what's happening, try and reevaluate, and see if they can push on into the next round.
Certainly need to do something. FaZe now very comfortable here, and as the time continues to tick, with only 8 seconds left, we see players starting to jump out a little bit. There's no real danger here for FaZe. This is a round that they are going to lock in. I really like what's being done in the final few seconds demo. The IQ scanner gathering as much information as possible. Now, what are you able to do when you're out of time, out of luck, and there's no way you're going to clutch a 1v4 in a short amount of time? He's just gathered information there. He's figured out, yep, they're going to play, there's an Elemine here, there's a mute jammer there, there's something else here. That's really valuable.
And obviously, because FaZe have won that bomb site, the next time they go back here, they're not going to change anything. They're going to think, oh, that was perfect, let's just set up again. That entire setup and bedroom didn't get attacked at all, so FaZe will probably think, hey, we're smooth sailing, and all of a sudden there's a big rock that says, hey, we found out all your information from the last time.
Some valuable intel being gained. A bit of a silver lining there to the round for CYCLOPS, as the round didn't go in their favor. It was won out by FaZe on time. Going to be moving things up now into Aviator Games Room for the second round.
Still no shields. CYCLOPS haven't went for that strategy. Maybe it's just on Villa. They don't enjoy bringing the Monty. Obviously that Ying ban, which has been a very strong operator that CYCLOPS have used throughout their regional league, of course. And we did see a little bit of Ying whenever they went up against Liquid earlier on. But the Ying didn't really have an impact at all. All of the rounds that they brought Ying, they didn't win. So maybe FaZe, even though it didn't work for CYCLOPS against Liquid, FaZe still a little bit precaution there.
Quite possibly. I'm pretty interested here in the reasoning behind Nomad being picked away from. So as you see in the previous round, picked onto the Nomad, and here we're seeing them on the sledge. Not sure, unless they were anticipating maybe a bottom floor hold, and they weren't expecting to go upstairs to Aviator Games Room, because those air jabs, if placed differently, could have been quite effective there at dealing with Cameraman as he was out there on the roam.
I think it's just their operator choice. I think that's just what they want to run. Black Ray on the Twitch has been very scary so far in this competition. We've seen him up against Liquid. He was dropping them like flies. And, well, the IQ is a little bit interchangeable. You could make an argument saying, hey, get away from the IQ. Not that good as what she used to be. But if CYCLOPS feel if that's an operator that they need, and I understand that, Ollie. One big thing that FaZe, I know, like to bring is a pulse. And that could always be an option on Villa.
It really could. This time, Bullet opting instead for the Valkyrie for the information. Just holding there onto the Astro doorway into showers. It's quite an aggressive hold here from FaZe. They've really extended into this trophy and statuary side. Bullet's maybe got a chance here at an opening kill, but no, he's going to get taken out. Deals a chunk of damage, but it is not enough. Katarana goes huge there, taking 2 kills. Both of the players on the side of FaZe that were roaming inside that trophy and statuary area have now been taken out.
Another opening kill going in favor for CYCLOPS. They did it very, very well against Liquid earlier. Now they're doing it again against FaZe. One thing that everyone has now kind of picked up on with the APAC teams is Cyber. A very long-range battle, wins that one against Black Ray. Is that Ollie, the APAC teams, they're very good at getting the opening kill, but they cannot finish it off. Have this massive lead, and then all of a sudden, things just crash and burn. We talked about C9, and CYCLOPS, a very similar story.
Time really now for CYCLOPS to try and compose themselves moving into this final minute. They have the advantage, like you say. They've got to try and press this now. FaZe retreating a little bit further back in onto the site. Astro lining himself up there for a C4. It's going to get thrown on out, but isn't going to land anywhere.
Astro trying his best to find some damage throughout the drone hole, but still just holding it hole, and he gets it. Of course, I get it was very, very low from the previous engagement. He did get downed and was left on 20 HP, so Yeah, it's a great pick to have, and it does give FaZe a little bit of hope. Still up against it, though, and here comes the push from CYCLOPS. Souls is trying his best to hang on, and he finds one. Can he find the second as well? No, Astro is there with the cover, and Gatorada now all by himself pushes in deep towards Maps, looking, hunting for the kill. Can he find it? He finds one. Time's up against him. He has to grab the diffuser. Astro holding on for dear life. Oh, almost found the pistol, but no, Astro is there. FaZe hold on by the skin of their teeth.
A quad kill there for Gatorada, not quite enough. You could see the way that that pistol headshot was being lined up. A millisecond or two off there from Astro. If he'd have hesitated, if he'd have faltered, if he'd have missed his shot, that pistol headshot goes through, that would have been a very clutch ace indeed.
2 centimeters off.
Not even. Not even. FaZe, they've come away with 2 opening rounds here, but it hasn't been that clear cut at all.
We have to come back to it. They have the 2 opening kills, and then they fluff it. What can you say, Ollie? This is a very, very bad habit, and CYCLOPS, they need to get out of it now. We said this game is there for the taking. Cloud9 beat FaZe. Why can't CYCLOPS?
Moving into round number 3 now. FaZe being forced into yet another bomb site due to their victory so far. Going to take us downstairs. Going for quite a lot of information this time, Demo. We've got Souls, he's going to be picking up there onto the Echo. Forgoing the smoke that he played in the previous round, which he played to great effect. Let's be honest, all those Toxic Babes went out at the perfect time. We've also got Bullet playing the Valkyrie, which he has done for the past couple of rounds. But still, we know that at this point that Gatorada likes to play on the IQ.
Yeah.
Now, is it that he likes the gun? With the way that he played last round, quite possibly. But he's also able to gather a ton of intel for his team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Valkyrie being up, again, is a little bit of uneasy ground. We're not used to seeing Valkyrie be played currently Invite, a very high ban rate for her over the course of the games. And, well, IQ is that perfect counter to the cameras. And, well, whenever you add an Echo to that mix, you're getting double your value. Buy one, get one free with the operators. So, a bit of a sale going on. Who's going to get the first kill this time? What's your bets? What do you think?
I mean, with the way that it's been going, we've seen CYCLOPS getting that opening engagement.
I could see a C4 first kill, to be honest. A lot of C4s.
There is a lot of C4s. FaZe do like to play multiple. I mean, everyone likes to play a lot of C4s on this site, really, don't you? Because you're expecting people to come in upstairs. iGator instead is actually just going to threaten getting in on the same level. Gatorada there, just keeping an eye on those E stairs. Now able to gather a lot of information as well. Still players roaming down in the basement. Oh, Astro's going to come up into an engagement here. Fortunately for him, that was a clone. He is going to be counting his lucky stars. He's now getting ready. He's going to tank almost a full grenade there, but somehow manages to get away from any of the damage.
Oh, shaky, shaky from Astro. If that was the Rilliana, was he ready for it? Didn't look as if he was, and well, CYCLOPS eyeing up a potential pantry take, and well, Souls is going to be the one to get the first blood. Finally, it goes in favor of FaZe. That was a quick jump in for the single window that leads directly onto the A-bomb site. And now CYCLOPS just trying to brute force their way in towards the kitchen, and Anderson, can he find one? Yes, he can. Souls is gone. Astro with a shotgun holds it down, and still favoring FaZe here, where they have the upstairs control, and they're going to make good use of it. The diffuser is cold on the ground now with Cyber picking him off, and Cameraman gets it onto Black Ray. A 1 versus 4. Can Zuzu? Can he do it? Can he find 4 kills? He's darting around the site, the Echo drone giving the information, and Bullet is there to get the final pick. FaZe very much ready to hold down to that quick rush by CYCLOPS.
A strange round by all accounts from CYCLOPS. They didn't really establish themselves upstairs. They weren't looking for those rotation kills. They weren't looking for, you know, to gain that advantage and then to be able to open up on into the site vertically and work down onto those FaZe players. They had a tough time rounding people up inside of the basement. And maybe quite rightly have decided now is a good time to take that time out. Both teams able to take a tactical time out throughout the course of the game, and CYCLOPS, they've opted to use theirs here and now. Kind of early, but halfway through the first phase, you don't really want to be going more than 3 or 4 rounds down on the first split.
Yeah, understandable from CYCLOPS. Not going their way as yet. But FaZe, give credit to them. Ready for what CYCLOPS is cooking up in the kitchen. And, well, I mean, I think for FaZe, if they can pull off, again, another good win here against CYCLOPS, that's still, well, I think more or less see them out of the relegation. More or less, Ollie. I keep saying relegation, elimination, should I say.
It should do, I think. You know, we're really looking now quite heavily towards CYCLOPS and G2 for that battle.
It, yeah.
FaZe, even after their performance today, I don't think that they're going to be worried about dropping down even further. But a big game nonetheless for CYCLOPS. And they're a team that they know they can do it. You know, they can perform to this level. We've seen them do it earlier on today against Liquid. We've seen them play exceptionally well. There's just something at the minute that isn't quite clicking with them.
CYCLOPS can beat Liquid, who is, I think, a better team than FaZe. I think they've proved at the Copa Elite 6 whenever they took first place there, and FaZe didn't even manage to make it into the semi-finals. So overall for CYCLOPS, they beat actually the harder team for them and struggling now against the team which isn't as good, but still a very potent threat that is FaZe Clan.
Well, the timeout now has expired, and it is time to face the music. Does look, unfortunately, though, as we're going to hit a rehost, so CYCLOPS they're going to be counting their lucky stars, aren't they? What about that? A timeout and then an immediate rehost after? Oh, that just gives that little bit of extra time there to go over what you were talking about.
Power up, mega timeout. Is that what we're calling it?
Extended Uber timeout.
Well, CYCLOPS, you have the time. Let's see what they come up with. Still not out of this, yeah? 3-0, sure. 3 rounds, done and dusted. Let's focus on the next 3. Let's get an even split. We've talked about Villa being a very equal map on either side for attack and defense. They can definitely pull this back. And, well, only one thing that we did note on round 1 is that they're going to know some of the equipment placements for that trophy statuary now.
Yep, they are. It's something that they spent quite a lot of time, or Gatorado, spent quite a bit of time as he was in that 1 versus 4 outside on IQ Scanner, just learning a little bit about what was going on. And that's obviously information that the coach stood behind is going to be able to see, mentally process, figure out. A really good time to use the timeout before you go back to a site that you've seen before and you've been able to gather a bit of intel on it. Now, we could be looking a little bit too far into that, but these are the small marginal gains that you need to be trying to pick up over the course of a match to give you an edge in what is already proving to be quite a tough matchup for CYCLOPS.
It's the minor technical skills that separate a good team from a great team. And that's what it's always been. That's how the regional leagues work. We see these strong Tier 1 teams dominate those leagues. It's because they have the technical skills mastered, where some newer development teams, they still struggle with that.
They really do. We are just getting all the players back into the lobby. Thank you for bearing with us during this short break. We're obviously going to perform the checks and make sure that everything is all running smoothly before throwing back on into the game. For the meantime, we can take a look at CYCLOPS and just see and try and gauge what the mood is like between these guys. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Demo, but I believe that in a rehost situation, the coach isn't allowed to talk. Obviously, in the timeout situation, the coach is allowed to talk to the team. So whilst it has been extended, now it really is just the teams going over and discussing between themselves, between the individual players, should I say, that how they're going to start to approach and move forward.
FaZe Clan. Pretty chill. He's a player who's been very vocal, especially in his game against BDS. He was bouncing off the walls, Ollie. FaZe Clan, very cool team. Very calm and collected.
Cool, calm, collected. One of the last times that I saw FaZe play on Villa, they were anything but cool, calm, and collected. It was an absolute bloodbath demo. Cyber went nuts. He ended up plus 11, 15 and 4. This was back in the BR6 against Santos. It was unbelievable. You know, you just get some of those games where you just see a Jaeger main going off and having a field day, and that was exactly what we saw there previously. Cyber so far in this match is keeping himself under the radar, flying pretty low. I think he got a really nice long range kill, didn't he, in that last previous round at the bottom of E stairs. But so far, just been going through the motions, playing on the Ela, playing the shotgun, so not picking up that fragging role. But we are now back into the game. As you can see, Trophy Room and Statuary is the site. That was already locked in before we saw that rehost.
So, Trophy Statuary once again, and there is a bit of a change in the FaZe lineup, Ollie. We're now seeing a Frost be brought, which was something that we did not see the last time. Jaeger being sacrificed for it, and also even more so, we're seeing a Dokkaebi be played by CYCLOPS and foregoing the IQ pick, which is a bit of a necessity whenever you're playing against a very strong Valk player in Bullet.
I think that the IQ is probably assisting them somewhat in, you know, just being able to find those cameras a little bit easily. If they're not familiar where FaZe's sort of common spots are, then they're going to want to try and dig that intel out quite quickly. Also, there is the argument that they gathered the information in the previous round when they played the IQ and they were able to figure out. So maybe they've got an idea of where the spots are.
Or maybe there's another theory. They're not picking the IQ, they've brought the Dokkaebi, so why destroy the Valkyrie cameras whenever you can hack into them?
Maybe they had a look at the Valkyrie cameras on the scanner and thought, you know what, they're really... I wouldn't mind having a look at that when I'm on the attack. Just see where, you know, see where Astro is, see where...
Gatorado just logs in and says, I am the Valkyrie now.
I am the Valkyrie now. I'm going to take control of all of your cameras. Thank you very much. But, Demo, what that does require is it requires a good solid opening pick, and it requires some safety to hack into that phone.
So Astro on the Frost. We've already seen some strong Frost players so far throughout SI, and let's see if Astro can live up to that reputation. However, CYCLOPS going to approach this one. They went very heavy on the south side, pushing in towards Study. It was a real battle for them, struggling to find any kills on that side of the map, and Bedroom was pretty much left unscathed for the most part. Seems as if they're going to rotate a little bit more now focused towards that Bedroom. They have the Ace, they have the Maverick, so they do have the hard breach available to them to open up that wall. It's very difficult to get a Maverick in there, just the way the angles work. Very, very easy to get picked off, and also it's a destructible floor, so you could get C4'd from below. But Ace makes a very light work with that wall. The only thing you need to be worried about is impact tricking, which is dominant in the current meta, and Souls is going to be waiting for those Selma charges to be thrown on, and out goes the impacts.
Something that does take a little bit of timing. Always potential to distract there with a drone coming in at the same time as well. Both sets of Selmas there have been destroyed. It's going to leave CYCLOPS in a little bit of a pickle. They do still have the Maverick, but that isn't always the best option for opening up this wall. It's a wall that's heavily vied for on both sides. The C4 getting tossed over the top can always be a bit of a problem as well. Anitim has had to go for a bit of a roam clear. Instead, he's going to find a frag over onto Cyber. So, despite the wall not being open, still manages to get something out of this round.
Take the gadget away from the Ace, and what has he got left? Oh, an AK-12, and that's a very deadly weapon to have, especially under the gun skill of Anitim. Let's see how CYCLOPS can push this one out. Losing those Ace charges is massive. They cannot get through that wall. They've been able to open up some sightlines with the blowtorch on the Maverick, but they need to find the kills to back it up. There goes the Dokkaebi call, and Anitim's trying to push in towards maps and seeing if he can find anyone towards that red stairs. Gatorado will find one, but there's the trade out. A very quick reaction from Bullet. Now he has map control once again. Souls inside of Statue all by himself. Suzu will find another, and now it's a 2 versus 4. CYCLOPS storming in for Astro for all their worth. Gatorado holding firm, has the cover as C4's getting cooked. Can he find another? No, Black Gray steals that away from him. CYCLOPS, they're back in the game.
CYCLOPS back in business here, Demo. That bit of information they were able to gather back in round number 1. The tactical timeout that they used there to be able to discuss and figure out what they were going to do. They didn't get the wall open, but they were still able to come up with all of those kills. Some beautiful rotation kills coming out, as well as the players on FaZe were pinched and pushed on in the site. Fantastic team play and adaptation there from CYCLOPS. Could this be the start of the comeback.
Definitely. Definitely. Potential's there. We look back to their game versus Liquid. I know I've been saying it a lot, but it is a very easy comparison. You're comparing them from one LATAM giant to another. Well, they were able to string up quite a few rounds back-to-back, Ollie, and it's something that I wouldn't be surprised if we see it happens here again.
Potentially just finding the groove a little bit as well in terms of operator pick. We're seeing them stick this lineup again now for the second time in a row. It's going to be the first time they've actually played the exact same lineup for 2 rounds in a row. Up until that point, we've seen Suzy C constantly flexing here and there, but finding that the Maverick could be a bit more of a solid choice.
10 seconds remaining.
Despite the win there
5 seconds
for CYCLOPS and the fact that FaZe could have chosen to go back up to trophy statuary again, FaZe have actually said, nope, we're going to stick to the scripts and we're going to go to AVG.
No changes in the CYCLOPS lineup, the same operator selection being utilized. In terms of FaZe, nothing too much has changed. You still got the main principle of what they're rocking with plenty of SMG-11s. That's a bit of a staple so far for Brazil inside of this tournament. And that Valkyrie, just because she is open, which doesn't happen all too often, is still going to be able to deliver that information for FaZe, and they can, of course, cooperate between each other and utilize C4s that they have at their disposal. There's still 3 of them there, Ollie. A very scary prospect, especially whenever you look in towards how impactful C4 kills have been for FaZe throughout their conquest so far. CYCLOPS, how are they going to approach this bomb site? Seems to be your kind of a run-of-the-mill take in towards the main stairs, in towards Study. Souls, though, has this hole open right above the main stairs, and you see him, misses the shot.
Oh, look at his health.
Very, very lucky to be alive, Ollie. And Cyber now, with the information, going to try and go a little bit aggro. Anaton finds the first kill, and Cyber battles off that main stairs. For the meantime, Souls finds Anaton. Now it's all squared up into a 4 versus 4. BlackRay trying his best to fight back throughout Library. Cameraman now, he's down and at it. He's trying to see if he can assist his teammates any which way as possible, but finally decides enough is enough. I don't mean you and Tim, and that's it over.
One breath of Toxic Babe canister gas, and both BlackRay and Alligator will be out of business inside of this round. Both sitting below 10 health. Need to choose their next movements very carefully indeed. Not sure if Gatorada has intel here on Cameraman's whereabouts. Cameraman essentially just holding a little bit of a crosshair. The drones are still working. They're almost certainly going to call it as clear. Trying to peek at the same time as a drone comes in. That's beautiful stuff there on the side of CYCLOPS. Now they're able to get in and hack those defender cameras. Any Valkyrie cameras that are still up from Bullet and any defaults will now be available here for the attackers. And Neatum down, he's going to be able to man those cameras as well. And if anything, just call out where they are. Bullet is going to take one out. Mainstairs cam's still up though, so everyone's going to know about this C4 that you're holding in your hand. Bullet goes for the toss, detonates, doesn't deal any damage.
The camera hack is massive. They now know that nobody's inside of 90. Bullet still battles back with a kill, and another one from Bullet. Massive work from the Valkyrie. He doesn't need his cameras. They go massive in the round. And now Gatorada and BlackRay have it all to do. Can they find this clutch? Pushing in now towards Study. The wall is going to be open, smoked off as well. BlackRay goes the other side, down onto Gatorada. BlackRay, such low HP, and Bullet, the man of the round, finishes him off. Wow, Valkyrie, unbelievable work.
Bullet doing bits there for FaZe, keeping them in that round, maintaining that decent advantage that they've got. There was some really good small little bits of counterplay inside of that round. I particularly liked how Gatorada held Cameraman downstairs, waited for the drone to come in as well, and at that point Cameraman's been watching the same angle for 20, maybe 30 seconds, and you're thinking, the second I move away, that drone's going to come in. I'm going to get spotted. If I don't shoot the drone, I'm going to get swung. If I get swung, he knows. Like, it's just such a difficult position to be in. The team play on the side of CYCLOPS, really good at the moment. Something that is just letting them down, though, is they just can't pin down Bullet. Bullet is there at the right place at the right time. Cyber as well, putting a shift in that last round. Good stuff here from FaZe. They've got themselves a comfortable lead here on Villa.
as good as that we're praising CYCLOPS, Ollie, we still have to keep in mind that they had another round where they had the man advantage and they did not secure the win. This recurring theme now is just a massive issue. If you have that man advantage, you need to be clinical. You look at teams like Liquid who have that man advantage. Very, very rare we would ever see them let that slip. CYCLOPS, they need to find something else. I don't know if it's they get these man advantages and then certain players just go in a little wonder and just think, hey, I got one kill, that's fine, I'll go and see if I can find another, and then gives himself away with no refrag potential. That would be the only thing I could think of.
It's kind of strange if we look at who's actually getting that opening kill as well, because it's, in more cases than not, Anitim.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit strange because he plays more support roles,
he does, yes.
Plays a lot of shield, usually. We see him hard stuck on...
He's an ace and he's entrying.
I mean, exactly. That's a problem. Entry kills from an ace, yeah, it happens occasionally, but it shouldn't be happening consistently. We need to look more toward BlackRay, we need to look more toward Irrigator for those entry kills. BlackRay had a massive consulate earlier against Villa, against Liquid.
Against Villa.
Here on Villa.
What teams? I didn't see that team in the group
Did you not see Villa?
No.
Villa are a great team, mate.
Great team. Who did they beat?
They've beaten everybody.
They beat G2.
I mean, anyone could at this point.
Well. Well. Right. Let's see, CYCLOPS, can you at least salvage one round from this big rehost we had, and see if they can at least get a 4-2 split. It would help them out a lot as they move on towards that defensive half, and perhaps there's still more potential. Like a lot better, I think, on the defense half in Consulate than they did in the attack. And Cyber, almost had that one, Ollie. That would have been a great way to start off the round for FaZe.
Ooh, nice little C4 toss there. It isn't actually going to connect. Gatorada got himself down those astronomy stairs, but there's so many people playing it inside of Astro. Cyber is forced to dip on out. Doesn't really want any part of that. This time, we're actually seeing vertical control being taken from CYCLOPS. Previously, when we saw this round, they actually just pretty much straight out pushed the site, and it didn't work very well for them at all. So it's good here and now that we're actually seeing them take the time to gain that control and then be able to look to do something with it. They've got players in position to gain these rotation kills as well. There's loads of drones out there for them. There's been no opening pick just as of yet, but CYCLOPS are setting themselves up quite well here.
So FaZe are definitely hunkered down in towards the bomb site. Let's try and hold firm against CYCLOPS, who are slowly making their approach. I'm liking this adaptation from Anitim, knowing that they always have somebody playing inside kitchen, being able to eliminate anyone who tries to swing on in and go for that plant. Just hold it down, has that cover now, and essentially splits the bomb site in two. Nobody in kitchen can help anyone, and hey, Gator tries his best, but no, Astro is ready with a shotgun. Gatorada, he's hunting below. He knows there's somebody, and it will be Cameraman on the Legion. BlackRay as well down there to assist, but they're hunting a ghost. Cameraman is just hidden away. They cannot find him. Bullet in the prime position. All of them stacked up now and towards China. That's one dead. Oh no, Gatorada has the trade-off. Another one falls from FaZe. Anitim eliminates, and now the diffuser being stuck. FaZe have to climb. They have to clamber in. Diffuse goes down, but there's the kills. FaZe range through. BlackRay stuck inside of the 1 versus 3. Oh, he bottles his shots, and it gives FaZe the opening. Astro clutches up for the boys, and FaZe Clan take a 5-1 split.
A dominating split here from FaZe on Villa. That last round, it looked a little bit shaky. CYCLOPS running out of time dearly in those dying few seconds. It was great they were able to get the plant down. It was wonderful. They were able to actually take pretty much full site control, but they then proceeded to lose every single gunfight. And that is something that we can really attest this round advantage to FaZe at the moment with, is the fact that FaZe aren't losing the gunfights. We're seeing the odd gunfight here and there. We're seeing good team play. We're seeing good positioning. All of these things CYCLOPS are doing well. But what they're not doing well is clicking heads. They're not getting the kills, Demo.
FaZe dominant in that department. Players struggling from CYCLOPS. BlackRay, who you pointed out to, just not being there as what he was in Consulate. And it's those moments that we look out for. Anitim, give credit where it's due, Ollie, has been the big player so far for CYCLOPS, being able to entry, find those kills where he can. Even Gatorada as well, trying his best. But we need more from everyone else in the team.
Even then, we say that Anitum's done really well, you know, but he's not sitting on a pretty amount of kills. He's currently going negative, and you just think if that's the sort of standard that you're dealing with, then it isn't ideal really. When the only player that you've got is Gatorado that's actually going positive. And if we think back to round 3, I believe, round 2, I believe, round 3, that was when he got the 4K, and he's currently 4 kills plus. So that's exactly where that advantage comes from.
Well, CYCLOPS, you can forget about the attacks and focus on the defense. That's what you have up next. Let's see if they can pull off their own 5-1 half, perhaps, to take us to an OT. Or, Ollie, do I dare say a 6-0? Am I a little bit crazy for thinking that?
I mean, seeing that it's 5-1, yeah.
No 6-0 for CYCLOPS?
I don't think either team can get a 6-0 at this point.
6-0 on the half.
Oh, we're 6-0 on the... Oh, right, okay, well, now that makes makes a lot of sense now. I was getting a little bit worried.
Am I still
about
crazy,
you
though?
Yep, you are, Clint.
Oh, okay.
You're a lunatic. I was getting a little bit concerned there for you. Well, the sides have shifted, and this could be a chance here for CYCLOPS to make something happen. Defense has been very kind to FaZe so far. So kind, in fact, that they've been able to get a 4-round advantage. Now the pressure is on CYCLOPS to show that attack on Villa maybe isn't their thing, but defense is. They need to come up with something here. Souls with the aggression. He's getting himself straight on in. He gets taken down by Suzy C. He drops some Capital utility in form of a smoke there on that Wolf window, and he's surrendered the diffuser in the middle of Trophy. It's going to be a tough one to try and retake. Bullet comes in with a frag, and Cyber is actually already inside of Astro. How is nobody on the side of CYCLOPS defending Astro? All very well concerned about what's happening on the other side of the map, but they don't have a clue about what's going on inside of the site. Cyber has no intel. He goes for a swing regardless. He gets dealt a chunk of damage and then taken down by Black Rays. He finds himself a double, springing out of the showers. Cameraman in position to respond, and respond he will, but it all leaves him in the 3 versus 1.
FaZe Clan trying something new for their strategy, and I'm getting flashbacks of their G2 matchup where they were just trying to run into the bomb site as quick as they could before anyone could adapt, but CYCLOPS, they were onto it. And I think that opening kill was the big thing. Shutting down Souls early on did not allow him to gain that early access to the site, was the main reason why FaZe now are at the deficit. And Cameraman has it all to do. Well, CYCLOPS just need to wait it out. At the end of the day, Cameraman has to go to them, and we'll see if he can do anything. Actually going to repel on Zombie, and almost tries to find a kill and just goes for the wild spray, but instead goes to the rooftop. And wouldn't be surprised if FaZe Clan take a bit of time now, Ollie, similar to CYCLOPS, and just talk about what happened.
Quite possibly. There are still 30 seconds, so there's time, but
he's all over the place. Look at him.
He's doing a bit of parkour,
Spider-Man!
He's playing parkour. He's on the roof, he's jumping off, he's on the balcony, and now he's at the bottom.
What kind of parkour? Hardcore parkour?
East stairs. I'm not too sure. I don't know how much parkour potential Siege has, but Cameraman going to go for an impactless frag here. It may have some impact, as he is able to find one. If CYCLOPS get over-aggressive onto this, he could see some success. 3 seconds, he needs to find himself 2 kills. He's getting caught inside of a crossfire, starved of information. And CYCLOPS pick up round number 7 there. Their first round on the defense.
Yeah, that's driving at night without any headlights, Ollie. No idea where you're going, and well, not much he could do. A very big ask, a 1 versus 3 with literally no information to go off. But yeah, FaZe trying to go for a quick rush, not working for them. CYCLOPS onto that one. I was a little bit concerned whenever I seen the FaZe lineup, Ollie. I looked at it and thought, where's their hard breach? They have a single hard breach gadget, and that is it. So I knew they had to try something pretty funky, and funky it was. A quick pig window jump, and you do not see that every day.
Kind of goes against everything that Souls is about, as well as the support player on the side of FaZe.
He's the entry now.
For my money,
promoted.
Well, that's it. For my money, he's one of the best supports that they have inside of Latin America, and we often see him in clutch situations. We rarely see him entering on in as the Capital.
The thing is, as well, is that he still had a hard breach as well. He still didn't lose his ties. He still had the hard breach gadget. He was still considered the support. But yeah, very weird to see from FaZe, but hey, I suppose 5-1 up. They have that safety cushion now, don't they? So they can try things like that. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, hey, you still have plenty more rounds to try and finish out the game.
That's exactly it. FaZe are obviously feeling pretty comfortable at the moment to be going for something crazy in at least one of the rounds. And oh no, Demo, as the words leave my mouth, we see the Amaru.
Look at my eyes, Ollie. They've lit up.
We see Amaru pick from Astro. Now, this essentially is just like, right, the previous round didn't work. What can we do to make it better? And there's two answers to this question. There's two answers. There's one, we can go good old-fashioned strats, we can just play how we're meant to play.
Silly.
The other answer to this question is we just blow the lid off it. And we go, you know what, who is the best operator to get into the building as quickly as possible? Amaru.
10 seconds left.
Zombie window. Has to be a zombie window. There's no way it's not. We'll see. We'll see what he has in store. Astro, how will you gift us? Will this be a potential clip? He's playing for clips now. Maybe, maybe not, but see if CYCLOPS is ready for it. I mean, this is probably the last thing you would ever expect is an Amaru. Where is it going to come in from? Let's see, Astro. He's actually going to go in from below. Ooh. He's going to go up the hatch. He's going to go up the hatch in 90, and that's going to give them immediate 90 control, Ollie. And one thing I've always said is if a team has 90 control, you have a much better chance at winning this bomb site.
He's actually opened... Oh, no, he's not opened up the hatch. Sorry, I thought that shotgun was his, but it isn't. He's got some figuring out to do here. Oh, this could be beautiful.
Now.
He could open up the hatch. The hatch has now been opened. We have got players tempted to peek, and Needham is going to be playing at the top of said hatch. I'm not sure how much intel Astro has in this circumstance. Obviously doesn't want to get himself caught in the animation, finds the frag regardless, and Needham, he gets caught wanting himself out there and drops the hatch accidentally. It seemed Gatorada going to fall as well, and Astro said, you know what, forget the Amaru. We're not going to use that anymore. We've managed to get ourselves 2 kills. This round is very winnable. We don't need to go flying up a hatch.
We've completely missed it with this one, Ollie. He wasn't playing the Amaru for the Gadget. He's playing it for the G8. Let's not forget the G8 is still an incredible weapon in the current meta. 50 rounds in the mag, fire rate, no recoil at all. An amazing weapon to have, and Astro is making it work for him. Let's see if we can find any more. Gator will find one, and actually going to go downstairs to challenge said Amaru. Doesn't know where he went. He just went into the corner, and Astro ready with the LMG. And another. Can he get the quad? Yes, he can. Oh, Astro with the Amaru. There's your clip, Ollie. There's your clip.
Astro was playing for clips, but it wasn't the clip he was expecting to get. He ended up with a quad kill, and he didn't change floor demo. He entered on the ground floor, and he gained 4 kills on the ground floor, attacking onto an upstairs bomb site, attacking onto Aviator and Games Room. That's where that 50 rounds really comes into play. The last kill, it wasn't the cleanest in the world, but it is a kill nonetheless. All of that combined is enough to put FaZe on a match point here on Villa. And I reckon that CYCLOPS are going to be left scratching their heads after that round.
I'm scratching my heads at CYCLOPS. I said heads. I don't have multiple heads. I just have the one. God, could you imagine a 2-headed demo?
Oh no, it'd be awful.
Can anyone imagine that? Wouldn't need you.
Would there be 2 mouths as well?
I wouldn't need you. Just talk to myself.
It'd be awful.
But no, I mean, CYCLOPS just giving kills to FaZe again. Sure, fair enough. The first kill, you have no idea he's there. You're not expecting something like that. You can see why that kill happened, right? But the other 3, why was there 2 of them downstairs trying to challenge an Amaru?
The thing is, they go downstairs to try and pinch, don't they? But the timing was just a little bit off. It was essentially 2 1v1s. Instead of what it should have been was a 2 versus 1 or a 1 versus 1 timed as such that it can be taken then as a trade, which it was to a degree, but Astro just a little bit too good.
Well, he's off the G8, and another funky lineup. We're seeing the Lion come into play for FaZe, and even a Buck, an operator that we haven't seen yet today in Villa. See if he can do any damage. Again, very, very strong for the vertical game that we know exists in Villa. So much off the map is destructible. There's like a few areas which isn't, but for the most part, I'd say maybe 85%, it's wooden.
A lot for CYCLOPS to find here inside of this round. FaZe have everything going for them in their favor, and the opening frag. Black Ray, he's going to fall as Cyber takes him down from Astronomy Window, and EE1D comes in now from Astro as his job has been done on the Amaru, and he can instead turn his attention to pastures new and play some Lion in this round.
Bullet creeping up. And towards Astro he goes. Nobody lurking for him at the moment. One player in Statue, though, has the Vigil Scanner on, so if a Lion does get popped, he will be able to be immune to that effect and can easily glide through if he needs to. And Cybertron the drone, they know he's somewhere, and finally Anderton has to fall back, and now full map control of Statue and Trophy. He's going to be in control phase, so the take they wanted is the take that they will get.
Cameraman now with access to the cameras is going to be able to see what's going on the defaults. Astro going to make some use of it as he finds his his first kill of this round. Taking down Susie C there with another swing onto Anyton. That puts him there on the double kill. Pressure now really on for Gatorada and Ayagator. He's going to fall as well with Astro. Who can stop him? Well, Ayagator can for a time, but he's now in the 1 versus 4. Nowhere left to turn. That one means a lot for FaZe. You can see it on the boys' faces. They are going to take Villa there against CYCLOPS.
FaZe Clan, a very dominant performance on Villa. Astro at the end, 2 beautiful rounds by him, and CYCLOPS a little bit deflated after that one, Ollie. I thought we would have seen a lot more, especially with the condition of G2 slipping out. It was there for them, Ollie, and now it's out of reach. They can't touch it anymore.
There was a lot riding on that game there for CYCLOPS, thinking they had some expectation this time coming in onto that one. There has been quite a bit of time since they've played earlier on today, so you don't know whether the momentum's been knocked out of them a little bit. Obviously, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's something that I think everybody has said who's been on a death section is this is a long week of Siege, and some of the days can be quite long, and CYCLOPS, they've been caught very short there on Villa by a very good FaZe and an exceptional Astro.
Yeah, Astro today, unbelievable. I mean, the Amaru speaks for itself. G8, just so good with him. But yeah, FaZe Clan, that is almost certainly kind of secured them away from the elimination with that very big win for them. So now, really, CYCLOPS, where do you go from here? You have to win your next 3 games. G2 is going to be your biggest rivals. But we'll see after the break how things have been broken down by Terran Kicks. Hopefully they have a lot of things to go through with you guys. We will see you in a few.